Good morning, everyone. I just got back from my morning walk, so I'm feeling good, feeling energized, excited to start the day, and also excited to kick off this video all about how to maintain your curves, maintain your muscle while losing fat. Because here's the deal, weight loss and fat loss are not one and the same. Usually if someone thinks, oh, I want to lose weight, what they're really aiming for is losing fat, because if you want to get a lean, defined figure, you need that base of muscle to be there. And so you don't want to be losing fat and muscle at the same time. You want to focus specifically on fat loss so that you can actually lower your body fat percentage rather than just your total weight. Muscle mass is what creates that toned and defined shape of the body. But aside from just the aesthetic part of it, retaining muscle is super important to be able to maintain your fat loss overall, because muscle is a much more metabolically active tissue. It requires a lot more calories to build it and to maintain it, and so it keeps your metabolism higher. So once you lose the weight, it's a lot easier to keep it off if you're keeping that muscle mass on your body. And if not approached properly, weight loss can lead to significant muscle loss. Studies show that people can lose up to like 20 to 30% of their weight from lean mass while they are dieting. And this is really not ideal. So if you can implement steps to make sure that as much of the weight that you're losing as possible is coming from fat, you're gonna notice a much greater reduction in body fat percentage a lot faster, and you'll look leaner a lot faster. I don't know about you, but I don't wanna put in all of the time and effort into losing weight just to be a smaller version of myself at the same body fat percentage. So today I'm gonna give you my top tips for how to maintain your muscle mass while losing fat, as well as go through what I'm personally eating in a day in order to help my body retain as much muscle as I am in a calorie deficit. And I'm gonna give you a booty workout to help you maintain the curves as you do lose fat. So first, let's go start off the day with some breakfast. Breakfast today, I'm just keeping it super simple. I just have some scrambled eggs with some onion and kale, a little bit of cashew cheese mixed in there, and then an entire grapefruit. A lot of days I like to do something more complex with more ingredients and more fun stuff, but I also like to keep it simple, because let's face it, takes a lot less time. So here we have a really good source of protein, some healthy fats with the eggs, lots of different micronutrients, got my cruciferous vegetables with the kale, and then a little bit of carbs with the grapefruit. Speaking of protein, let's chat through my top tips for how to maintain muscle mass while actively trying to lose fat. And my first tip is to eat enough protein. And by enough, I don't mean excessive amounts of protein. There's a common misconception that you need to eat 1 gram per pound of body weight. That's a lot more than you necessarily need. In reality, most people kind of cap out with protein benefit around 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of lean mass, but I just went into this in depth in my previous video all about protein, hacks to eat more protein, busting myths about protein, etc. So if you have like questions about specifically how to get in more protein and how much protein you should even be getting in the first place, I will link that video down in the description box below. One of the things I've been doing as I've been going through my cut is not only having high protein breakfasts and dinners, but also snacking on some choice protein bars. Now here's the thing, most protein bars are full of a ton of stuff that I don't really want to be putting in my body. Lots of artificial ingredients and sugar alcohols and things that are probably just not the best for my gut health. And so these are my preferred forms of protein bars. The Epic brand, which is literally meat. It is a bar of meat. It's not a bar of processed powders and other stuff. This is the venison one, and it's basically venison, sea salt, pepper, onion, garlic, etc. Like, you're just getting straight meat. And I recently got some chomps, and I have been loving these as well. I am almost done with this one. It's just the regular sea salt beef sticks. In fact, I think I'm gonna have one of these as a snack right now. I actually ate breakfast like a little bit ago, and I'm kind of hungry. Oh, I need scissors to open this. No, I don't. I've been using scissors to open these the entire time and they just peel. I am an idiot. Now I know. But I stocked up on these on my last Thrive Market order just because they have been so useful as I've been doing this to just like boost my protein, especially if I just like want a little bit of a snack. It's a great way to get in a little bit of protein with a snack. And I think both of these on average, both Epic and Chomp's brands are about 20% off on Thrive Market, which saves so much money in the long run. As you guys know, Thrive Market is my favorite place to stock up on pantry staples like this and has been helping me so much as I have gone through my cut in supplying me with all of the healthiest, best snacks and foods and sauces and toppings, etc. If you don't know, Thrive Market is basically like Costco but online and for natural organic foods and other products that are natural and good for you and the environment. They not only have a ton of organic non-GMO food, but they also have a lot of clean beauty products, safe supplements, lots of non-toxic home cleaning products, which is absolutely amazing. They have sustainably sourced seafood, ethically raised meat, you name it. As a member, you get guaranteed savings of up to 25 to 50% off traditional retail prices from all products. And right now they're offering 2 different membership options. You can either sign up for a 1-month membership, which is $9.95 a month, or a 12-month membership, which comes out to $5 per month. And if you sign up through my link, thrivemarket.com/fitandnerdy, you can get yourself up to a $20 shopping credit to spend as you please. I personally have the year-long membership just because it's $5 a month and I save between $15 and $50 when I order, and I order like once a month, so it more than pays for itself. And it's so helpful for keeping me on track with how I want to eat, how I enjoy eating, the style of eating that makes my body feel the best, especially as I go through this cut, because goodness knows going to the grocery store when you're in a calorie deficit just results in spending a lot of unnecessary money. So I like to save as much money as possible by buying as much as I can through Thrive Market. And fun fact, if you didn't already know, orders from Thrive Market that are over $49 ship for free, and they use a carbon neutral shipping process and zero waste warehouses. So if you end up getting a membership through Thrive Market, you can feel confident in the fact that you are supporting a business that is very environmentally friendly and conscious. And they're doing even more good for the world right now with their COVID relief fund, where they are giving memberships and grocery stipends to families who have suffered health and financial hardships due to COVID-19, and you can choose to donate to that completely independently from getting a membership or purchasing anything on their website if you so choose. So yeah, go to thrivemarket.com/fitandnerdy to get yourself a little free shopping credit, $20 in your account. It's totally risk-free to sign up. If you try it for 30 days and you hate it, you can cancel it and get a full refund. So there's no losing when you try Thrive Market. So give it a try, link in the description. But yeah, let's get back to the protein convo. I finished my meat stick. Gotten an extra 9 grams of protein. Good for me. When it comes to dietary protein supporting maintenance of lean mass in a calorie deficit, the research is pretty clear that a higher protein diet is very superior to a low protein diet. One study took a group of relatively untrained, overweight men and divided them into 2 groups, a higher protein group and a lower protein group. And they trained 6 days a week using mostly resistance training and HIIT. And they were also, both groups were in a 30% calorie deficit. And while both groups lost a similar amount of total weight, the higher protein group lost more fat mass and also built more lean mass during the process. So their body fat percentage decreased a lot more significantly than the low protein group. Tip number 2 in preserving muscle mass as you lose weight is to implement resistance training. The research is abundantly clear that implementing resistance training is massively beneficial in helping to attenuate muscle loss through promoting muscle protein synthesis. Unlike cardio, strength training recruits type 2 muscle fibers, and this helps promote muscle maintenance as well as muscle gain. Strength training also triggers the short-term production of hormones such as human growth hormone and testosterone, which are both hormones that significantly contribute to muscle building as well as muscle preservation. At minimum, you want to be getting in at least 2 full body resistance training sessions per week, maybe 3, closer to 4 if you can, to help your body preserve muscle. And you want to be focusing on the compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, bench press, overhead press, barbell row, because those involve a lot more muscle groups and a larger amount of muscle, and so you get a lot more bang with your buck with those exercises. Tip number 3 is that if you're going to do cardio, keep it limited and or focus more on high intensity interval training. You guys know how I feel about cardio and fat loss. Cardio is not necessary for weight loss at all. I have a whole video about why it's not even necessarily advantageous to be doing a bunch of cardio to lose fat. I will leave that down in the description box below if you want to check that out as well. But HIIT is a little bit different from traditional cardio. HIIT has been shown to recruit more type 2 muscle fibers, which, as we said, help contribute to muscle preservation and growth. Studies have shown that high intensity interval training while in a calorie deficit does indeed help preserve lean mass. But here's a tip for that. Most people are doing HIIT wrong. Like really wrong. Like, at least based on the different HIIT videos that I see on YouTube and Instagram, I have not seen a proper HIIT video on YouTube or Instagram. Let's just put it that way. Let me know if you want a full video on how to do HIIT properly to actually get the benefits that the research shows you get from HIIT. But in short, if you can do HIIT longer than 20 minutes, you're not doing true HIIT. Or if you can do the individual exercise within the interval longer than like 30 seconds, also not really HIIT. Tip number 4 is don't cut your calories too low. Last week I talked about how cutting your calories too low can just lead to a general decrease in TDEE because you have less energy to move, but cutting your calories too low also significantly contributes to muscle loss as you lose weight. One study took athletes and divided them into 2 groups. One group was put at a calorie deficit appropriate to having them lose 1.4% of their body weight per week, and the other group was put at a calorie deficit that was designed to have them lose 0.7% of their total body weight per week. Both groups participated in a regimen of 4 days a week of resistance training as well as their normal athletic training, and what they found is that the group that was designed to be losing weight faster and the other group lost the same amount of weight, but the group that was losing weight faster lost 7 pounds of fat and also lost about a pound of lean muscle, whereas the group that was losing weight slower lost 11 pounds of fat and gained 2 pounds of muscle. So the slower weight loss group ended up a lot leaner than the faster weight loss group. And tip number 5 is to prioritize recovery. You can do everything correct, but if your recovery is not good, you are not going to be making much progress, and you're a lot more likely to be losing muscle as you're losing weight. The amount of sleep you get plays a huge role in recovery and has a huge impact on whether or not you lose fat as you're losing muscle, which is largely influenced by your hormones. Cortisol is an inflammatory hormone that increases in times of sleep deprivation, and elevated cortisol can lead to not only making weight loss a lot more difficult, but also lead to muscle degradation. Meanwhile, human growth hormone, which is one of the main hormones that stimulates muscle protein synthesis, peaks when you are asleep. So if you're not getting good sleep, you're not getting enough human growth hormone to be able to rebuild and repair your muscles from your workout. In one study done at the University of Chicago, dieters were given either 5.5 hours of sleep or 8.5 hours of sleep. And what they found is that the less amount of sleep led to a decrease in the amount of fat lost by 55% and an increase in the amount of lean mass lost by 60%, even though they were following the same diet. All right, I think it's about time for me to go do my booty building workout with a little bit of abs, just for fun. This workout is an example of the style of training that is going to be one of the best to help promote muscle preservation as you are losing fat. The full workout with reps and sets and everything will be down in the description box below for your convenience. You can like screenshot it, take it. I was gonna say take it to the gym with you, but gyms aren't open.
Take it around your house with you. Do the workout at home. Yay!
The first exercise is the hip thrust. This is the best booty building exercise that you can do. It does an amazing job of isolating the glutes, but allowing for a heavier load for maximum gains. I added a hip circle to the movement to engage my abductors, or the side booty, more to make the exercise more well-rounded. No pun intended. Next up is the Sumo deadlift. Deadlifts are an amazing posterior chain exercise, meaning that they hit basically everything from your back down to your calves. Using a sumo stance specifically forces your glutes and, again, your abductors to engage more and work a little harder to keep your knees driving out over your toes. Then we have kettlebell swings, and I like to think of these as an explosive Romanian deadlift. Make sure to generate the force of the movement by squeezing your glutes. The rest of your body should be engaged, but it should kind of just be going along for the ride. There's no need to put in effort to swing your arms up past your shoulders. Just focus on the explosive hip thrust movement. After that, we're moving on to curtsy lunges. Like all lunging movements, the curtsy lunge engages the glutes, but by adding the slight inside step, it makes the gluteus medius and minimus work harder than in other lunges, again, making this a more well-rounded glute exercise. And there's no need for a huge side step like you see some people do. You just have to step a few inches in past your front foot. Up next are squat bouncers, which are a great pumping movement to increase glute activation, but without adding more load that will tear down the muscle like the heavier exercises do. Pumping exercises like this are a great way to add more volume to a specific muscle group without overextending your body and leaning towards overtraining. After that are frog pumps, which are another great pumping movement that targets all of the glute muscles for a well-rounded glute exercise. Focus on moving by only squeezing your glutes and then relaxing them to come back down. This is also a great activator to do with just body weight before a glute workout if you have trouble feeling your glutes and need to get a little bit of activation in beforehand. Then we have some fun ab work with hanging leg raises. These are an exercise that many people do wrong because it's really easy to just use your hip flexors to raise your legs rather than your abs. The abs really engage in this movement when you're pulling your pelvis closer to your rib cage. So make sure you're not just lifting your legs, but also curling your body up at the end to really get that crunch in. Then we're finishing it off with some banded cable crunches. These are one of my favorite ab exercises, just because I love them and they feel good and they give me a really fun ab pump, but also if you do it right, this is an exercise where you can really feel it throughout all of your abs, like the upper and lower parts of your abs. Just make sure to bend and flex through your core and not move your hips up and down to compensate for any core weaknesses. See what I mean? Banded cable crunches. Amazing ab pump. It's so much fun.
Super fun times. My plan for the day went just a little bit wonky. I ended up having to eat lunch out instead of here, so I grabbed a Chipotle burrito bowl. Didn't have my camera, so I couldn't film it. Retrospectively, I could have filmed it on my cellular device, but I did not. I also had a handful of macadamia nuts, which by the way, I'm currently obsessed with. They're so good. That and cashew butter have just been like, it's what I've been craving lately. Just so much better than constantly craving sugar like I used to be. But it is now dinner time, and again, I'm keeping it super simple today. I just have some leftovers of stuff that I prepped like 2 days ago. I prepped 5 days worth of it, so I don't want that to go to waste, so I'm gonna eat that. I just made the day one dinner from the BuzzFeed 2015 Clean Eating Challenge again, so you've seen this before, but I am literally obsessed with it, so that's why I made it again. It's literally just like shredded chicken, green beans, cauliflower rice, cooked up in some coconut aminos, little bone broth, some other spices, some other good stuff, chopped almonds thrown on top. It's so freaking good, so I will link that recipe down in the description if you want to try it out.
And we have dinner. I ended up adding a little bit of chopped up kale, sprinkled on a little bit more coconut aminos, and then I also added some sauerkraut to go with it. Basically a big bowl of protein and veggies and deliciousness. That dinner is always so good. Like I could probably eat that every single day for a year and be very happy about it. But it is now dessert time, and I just have a giant mug of peppermint tea, and to go with that, I have some peppermint chocolate. Probably gonna eat like half a bar, third of a bar, however much I need to feel like I got my chocolate fix and feel good about it. As an update on the 30 days with no sugar, I do feel like it has kind of reset my relationship with sugar, and I feel really good at going back to just eating like a few squares of dark chocolate every night, and I don't really feel like I need anything else, at least so far. We'll see what happens, but yeah, for now, it is still a success. So if we put the chocolate into my MyFitnessPal, that brings me today to a total of 147 grams of protein, which I know I said to prioritize protein, and that was my first tip for preserving muscle while in a deficit. I don't usually eat 147 grams of protein. I usually eat closer to like 90. I don't really know how this happened, but I'm not mad about it. 137 grams of carbs and then 92 grams of fat
for a total of approximately 1,950 calories. I am in a deficit week this week, and my goal average is like 1750-ish, but the last few days I was eating a little bit less just because I was a little bit less hungry, so eating closer to 2,000 calories today is not a big deal. So I'm gonna kick back, eat my chocolate, drink my tea, watch season 6 of Schitt's Creek. I am so into that show. It took me a while to like want to keep watching it, but now I need to watch season 6. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I know that even though summer's right around the corner, since we're all in quarantine, losing weight for summer might not be a lot of people's goal right now. This could be the summer that you reverse diet from the summer through the winter so that next summer you can be exactly where you want to be. If you need to reverse diet, now is the time to do it. We're all stuck inside anyway. It doesn't matter what you look like. But either way, no matter what your goals are, I hope you got a little something out of this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up because it really did support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, your neighbors. Stick it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want to do. If you want to see more videos from me all about fat loss, you can check them out over here to see future videos from me all about fat loss, health, fitness, etc. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a new video, and I will see you very soon. Bye. I am stuck. Ow.